Here's every version of Rhythia in 5 minutes. Alright, here we start off at 2018 to 2019, which is where Block Saber, first was developed. This version of the game included the only game mode, which was spin, and very little amount of maps. Now, towards the 2019 era of this game, it started to grow, and there was a lot of maps before getting copyrighted, losing all of its popularity. Onto the 2020 era of this game, around 2020 to 2021, the newer version called Soundspace came out. Just want to make a note that it did not per se come out, but it did replace the name Block Saber. Around the 2020 time, there was still only one camera mode, which was spin, that you had to use for the game. Now, there were still a lot of maps around this time before later getting copyright claims and having to delete all the maps and have very little maps. Onto around the 2021 to 2022 area, the first standalone version of the game was developed. Now, this version of the game had a lot of bugs and barely any maps or any features, but was a way smoother alternative to playing the Roblox version of the game. This game grew quite a bit, peaked around 2022 to 2023, and then slowly started to die towards 2024 to present day now because of its lack of updates and usability compared to the newer versions of the game. Now, around the 2022 area of the game, there was a competitor to Volnus, which was called Soundspace Plus. This was a faster growing version of the game, which looked a lot different than Volnus and had a lot more settings and features to customize and had a very fast growing player base. This version of the game soon grew and was very liked by a lot of the players and went to outperform Volnus in the later years. Now coming up around to the 2023 to 2024 years of the game, a new client of the game called Soundspace Nightly was created with a lot more features and a lot more map support. This was the biggest and most liked version and client of the game. People still today like to use this client just because of its versatility and use. Now coming to around 2024, the Phoenix client was made for Rhythia. This client was known for having the most amount of bugs out of every single client made for this game. Now, this client was a big breakthrough, but was soon outplayed by the rewrite of the game. Now, not even shortly after the Phoenix client was released and known for having many bugs in the client, the rewrite version of the game was made, which had a lot of popularity compared to the Phoenix client, fixing a lot of the old bugs and adding new features to the game that a lot of players very much liked. Now, even though the rewrite version of the game, or the rewrite client, I should say, carried throughout 2024 to 2025 and even some of 2026, the Steam version of the game was finally released, having a massive breakthrough compared to the previously made online client version of the game, which was a downloadable version of the nightly client. That online version was soon to be hacked and not usable by the community. Now, today in 2026, the Steam version of the game was just created and had all the features that the community was waiting for, including a complete working website and leaderboard functionality.